All right, what an amazing final shot. Overall, with the trailer itself, I wasn't a massive fan, but I did really enjoy the final shot. Overall, this trailer, it gets me excited, but it's nowhere close as to where The Force Awakens brought me with their official trailer. I thought the official trailer for The Force Awakens is near perfect. It came out around the same time last year, actually. And this trailer did have many exciting shots, so I was very fond of that. But I don't know. I can get into my criticisms in a little bit. So, Mike, what did you like about the trailer?
I liked how they didn't show a lot, and I think that's good for this movie, especially because The Force Awakens leaves so many questions that needed to be answered.
True.
So, like, when Kylo says, you gonna shoot her or not, that's good that they didn't show anything else. That might not even be the same scene. They just might have done that for the trailer.
Yeah, where they splice it up very, like, editing-wise, yeah.
Yeah. When Rey and Kylo are, like, holding out each of their hands, like, that's intense. Like, what's happening there?
Right.
They don't say anything else. Like, if it was a Justice League trailer, they'd show you what's going on. But this is, like, they tell you what's going on. This is, like, really, like, it's really good. Great cliffhangers. And they don't need to show a lot because people are gonna see this. It's the sequel to The Force Awakens, and everyone, like, what's good, like, they don't, Rey.
Yeah,
all these
it's going to make $2 billion at least.
Yeah. And we saw Snoke not in hologram in this trailer, right?
Yeah, we saw, it was a quick shot, but we did see him in the flesh. I put that in quotations because I don't really know what he is.
I'm excited to see what they do with him. I think he's actually a pretty cool character, and
yeah.
I hope they make him something with the lore, not just a new character. He needs to be something with the lore.
Yeah, for sure. If just to get into some of my criticisms, there's only really two. With Luke's look, I understand that he's been on this island for a while. He's not supposed to look good. But just when I saw him at the end of The Force Awakens, I remember turning to my friends I saw the movie with, and I was like, so Luke is Jesus, basically. Because he looked epic, and his hair looked like phenomenal, and his robe was magnificent. And now, just it seems he gets the lightsaber from Rey, and he seems like he's just like, all right, so now I'm just like not going to use conditioner anymore, and I'm just going to throw on this black robe. And I get it, they're hinting at this whole like, oh, he doesn't want to be a Jedi anymore, and I get that, but just I don't know. I don't like his look as much, and I should be super stoked to see Luke back because that was the one thing we didn't get really in The Force Awakens yet. His just presentation in this trailer doesn't excite me. I will say his words do, in that when he's telling Rey, he's like almost shouting at her when he says, this is not going to end how you think it is, and that's just an amazing phrase to me, and just the way he delivers it is powerful, but I'm not a huge fan of his look. And before I turn it over to you for your criticisms, I'm just going to say this right now. Maybe my heart will change because I love the Ewoks after multiple viewings of Return of the Jedi. But I hate those porgs. I don't know what it is, but I just find them just annoying. And all I really know of them is that one shot. And yeah, there's got a bunch of merchandise, but it just seems like just these annoying, like, what are they good for? At least BB-8 has some functions, and BB-8's entertaining. They just look like little squirrels. What? I don't know. It's a minor complaint though, because honestly, it's half a second in the whole trailer. So Mike, what are your criticisms with the trailer?
I honestly, the trailer was so vague for me. Not vague, I know what's going on, but I don't really see much to criticize personally.
Fair.
I mean, I'm not going to say they should have shown more because they really shouldn't have. They showed a perfect amount. And I guess I could agree with you on the porgs, but I mean, BB-8's purpose wasn't really known until the movie came out, so maybe
That's fair.
Maybe they'll do something important.
Yeah.
They might be like a MacGuffin for something, but they're going to sell a lot of toys, tell you that.
For sure, yeah.
Another thing I liked, because not many criticism, I thought the CGI was beautiful. I think some of the
stuff
was very good.
Yeah, no. So one thing I love about Star Wars CGI is that they're not really keen on doing these high tech explosions, because obviously their technology is much different, but it's not. It is grounded in some sort of reality, in that the spaceships don't look impractical and very alien-esque. They look very So something you could build with your materials given. Because in the original Star Wars movies with Empire Strikes Back, those AT-ATs were made, and they were just made very small. And yeah, and so the fact that they're just doing that at a greater scale, obviously with some CGI, because it's accessible, you might as well use it. It does look amazing, especially one criticism people had about The Force Awakens was the lack of space battles, but I don't think people will leave The Last Jedi with that criticism, because some of the shots, Kylo Ren navigating through what looks to be a Star Destroyer, spinning around, and the shots in this look amazing. And I did complain about individual shots with Justice League. That is not the case with this trailer, because this trailer is not showing it's not showing a captured moment, almost like a photo. It's showing an entire shot that I can tell has relation to moving the whole story forward.
Yeah, like everything, it flowed so well. It was not choppy at all. Like, it went from one scene to the next. The music was great in the trailer, of course. And I'm extremely excited. This trailer, I'm really excited to see what they're going to do, because it left so many cliffhangers. And I'm excited to see, how all this stuff's going to pan out. Unlike the Justice League trailer, what's the plot going to be? They saved the world, but, now we know what's going to happen to these characters. It really excites me.
These movies have layers, because yes, we know it is the Resistance versus the First Order, but now we have that side story of, is Rey going to join the dark side? Why is she reaching out to Kylo Ren? Is it because Luke is rejecting her training and she's that desperate that she's going to go to the main antagonist? It's these questions that arise from the trailer heighten my excitement. That's going to close our review on the Star Wars The Last Jedi trailer. Be sure to check it out as it comes in theaters December 15th. And just a quick little teaser, we will be doing a Star Wars movie review once a week leading up to the release of The Last Jedi. So you can look for our Phantom Menace review in the coming weeks. I believe we will do at least one movie in October, and then the bulk of it's going to be November and the first half of December. All right, so now we're going to move into our short review of Top Gun. So I was inspired to revisit Top Gun. I had seen it a while back. I want to say 3 or 4 years now. I've seen it a few times, but I haven't seen it in about 3 or 4 years. Because this week at Mike and I's high school, we had Spirit Week, and so my idea for a costume was to be Maverick from Top Gun. And because I had some extra time, I figured I'd go back and watch the movie. And I adore this movie. It's very cheesy at times, and we're not going to get into spoilers, because it's not really a movie that needs spoilers. It's a fun movie. Tom Cruise, I think this is one of his most, I wouldn't maybe call it his climax of showing he's a movie star, but it's a very charismatic performance. Yeah, that's a good way of describing it. It's definitely in the upper echelon of Tom Cruise performances in general. Just because he's just got this, there's no way to describe it besides just, he's got this swagger about him. And I know people use that word a lot in slang nowadays, but he's just got this cool, calm, and collected way of going about things, and how when he's pursuing Charlie, and how he's just so cool about it. There's no way to describe it but cool. And then especially just his co-stars with Val Kilmer as Iceman, that performance was amazing. And a lot of the shots in this movie I love. A lot of the shots are ahead of its time, and
the aerial stuff especially.
Yeah, it's amazing. And just when I say it's cheesy, I say that because a lot of the music comes off as cheesy, and they kind of recycle the same songs. I probably heard Danger Zone start and stop at least 5 different times.
They play it through most of the movie.
Yeah, they love that song. And then I forgot I don't know the exact name of the title, but the song is You Lost That Love of Feeling. I feel like I heard that song 3 separate times. But these aren't complaints. These are just it makes me smile, because the movie's not, it's not taking itself completely seriously either. So it's still a very entertaining movie. And what was your favorite specific scene from the movie?
The beginning where they're flying over the Soviet planes and he flips them off upside down. That was awesome.
That's a great scene.
Smiled. I wasn't expecting that, and I smiled. It was cool.
It sounds very cheesy, but my favorite scene probably is the volleyball scene. I just find it really funny, and it's just Tom Cruise being Tom Cruise, and this is the beginning of the superstar we would eventually come to know. This is before any Mission Impossible movies, before any mummies, but yeah, just this is a great movie, and yeah, this review was kind of condensed just because of time. We did focus a lot on the Justice League and Star Wars trailer, but this is definitely a movie. If you haven't seen it already, I would definitely recommend going out and checking it out.
What a product of its time. Honestly.
For sure. It's one of those movies that it doesn't age poorly. It ages very well in that I can still sit down and watch this and feel like, if I didn't see how young Tom Cruise looked in the movie, I couldn't be able to tell you if it came out a few years ago.
The cinematography still holds up today awesomely. I mean, obviously some of the references don't. It's an 80s film, and it's in the 80s. It feels like 80s. But it's Ridley Scott's brother actually directed it, I believe.
Oh, really? So. Yeah.
Right. I'm going to confirm that because I know the director's last name is Scott.
Sure. And while you're confirming that, I'll just give my score out of 10. I'm going to go pretty high with this. I'm going to go with an 8.7. I'm not going to put it in the 90s only because I would say it is kind of cheesy at times. But when I say 8.7, that is a solid movie that I can sit back and enjoy without really scrutinizing it too much. This isn't a movie that you need to look closely at, but at the same time, it does have some great beats. As we don't want to get into spoilers whatsoever with this movie, just because we don't really have time for a big in-depth spoiler section. But there are some heartfelt moments towards the end that get you more involved. But overall, it's a very fun movie to watch.
And I did confirm it. Tony Scott, the director of Top Gun, is the brother of Ridley Scott.
Awesome.
And my review, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10.
Sure.
It's I don't think it's a must see. I think if you're in the mood for a fun 80s flick, it's definitely a good watch.
Yeah, sure, that's fair.
I think some of the acting from the lesser roles are cheesy, not that funny. Some of the lines are kind of cringy.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise, I think Tom Cruise does quite a good job with it. But I think 7 out of 5 is fair. I think most of that goes to the cinematography and the aerial stuff.
Yeah, 7 out of 10.
The romance parts are kind of boring and they kind of lost me.
That's fair.
I think it's still a good movie, and I think if you're a fan of that type of that time period, I'd say go and see it.
Yeah, I agree with that, and it's just maybe it just resonated with me more. Some people, when they see cringe, they smile, or sometimes they grimace, and it goes either way. So we are going to actually conclude today's show now. Just to wrap it up, I'm going to give a quick actor of the week, and for me it's going to just be Tom Cruise, just because going back and revisiting a Top Gun lost me for a second, but amazing movie in my opinion, one of my favorite movies of all time, and I just love his performance in it. Mike, who's your actor of the week?
I'm going to take yours too, just because of
That's fair.
Looked at this. Tom Cruise is the best performance in the movie. He's extremely charismatic, and he really owns the role. I think he had a lot of fun doing this, you can tell.
Yeah.
Just by his acting techniques.
For sure.
His, in the aerial scenes, too, he really does he looks, scared and stuff. It's really cool.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay, and just a quick what to see. Blade Runner. Please go see Blade Runner. Support this movie. It is, like I said, a priority film. Okay, you can find me on Twitter at LiamCrowley714. You can find Mike on Twitter at, what's the handle, Mike?
Mike Gillis25.
Awesome. And you can follow the show at Real Talk Pod. That's Real, R-E-E-L, as spelt on the actual podcast. Please tweet us your questions, DM us your questions, give us a review, whatever you want to do. Anything to help the show. We really appreciate.
Great.
Yeah, we really appreciate you guys tuning in, and be sure to join us next week.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks for joining us.